Today we will be making monkey bread using key food science principles so that our final product is safe and delicious. For the dough we'll need flour, sugar, salt, milk, instant yeast, and butter. For the coating we'll need brown sugar, butter, and cinnamon. For the glaze we'll need powdered sugar and milk. First, with clean hands and a tidy workspace, the milk is heated to between 105 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit. This is critical for yeast activation so that the bread rises properly. We begin making the dough by mixing 1 cup of warm milk, 2 tablespoons melted butter, 1/4 cup of sugar, and 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant yeast. Now in our stand mixer we add 3 1/4 cup flour and 2 teaspoons of salt. The dough hook is added to the stand mixer while the milk mixture is added to the flour. The dough is kneaded in the mixer for about 5 to 7 minutes until it's soft and slightly sticky. Kneading aligns the proteins gliadin and glutenin to form gluten, while evenly distributing yeast for a consistent rise. After kneading, we will let the dough rise in a greased bowl until it doubles in size. This takes 1 to 2 hours. This resting period lets gluten relax and fermentation continue. As the dough rests, yeast ferments sugars, producing carbon dioxide that creates bubbles and makes the bread light and airy. Enzymes called proteases begin to break down some gluten bonds, which helps make the dough easier to work with here. The dough is then punched and kneaded by hand on a floured surface to remove large air bubbles to create even texture. This process also redistributes the yeast and sugars in the dough for the second rise. We then cut the dough into 64 pieces and roll into balls. To prevent cross-contamination, we thoroughly clean our materials, workspace, and hands before moving on to the next step. Raw flour can carry E. coli, which can cause foodborne illness. To prepare the coating, we'll combine 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 1 cup of brown sugar in one dish and melt a 1/2 cup of butter in another. Now we'll dip each ball into the melted butter and roll it in the cinnamon sugar mixture. Once every ball has been coated and placed in the greased bundt pan, it will rise again for another 1 to 2 hours or until it becomes noticeably puffy. This second rise helps the final texture become even lighter and fluffier. The bread will bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 to 35 minutes or until golden brown. The main method of heat transfer is convection, where hot air circulates around the bread to cook the outside. Conduction also plays a role as heat transfers directly from the metal pan to the dough and between each ball to evenly cook the inside. While the bread bakes, we prepare the glaze by whisking together 2 tablespoons of milk and 1 cup of powdered sugar. Once the monkey bread is golden brown, we'll let it cool slightly before removing it from the pan. After the bread has cooled, we'll flip it onto a plate and drizzle the glaze over the top. We've now made a food-safe and irresistibly delicious pastry with rich caramel glaze and a soft, buttery texture that is perfect for sharing. Enjoy!